and it's visible to everyone. So we will be starting with advanced data analytics. Advanced data analytics is one of the midterm programs launched by FEMSTEC. It is one of the programs that we are co-certifying our graduates. So by end of this course, professional development course, you will be certified by FEMSTEC, and accordingly, you will get a certification from Google, which you understand you will be entitled Google Certified Advanced Data Analyst. Who we are, it's a short introduction that who we are at FEMSTEC Worldwide is a registered non-profit organization. We are not non-profit. We have been registered in Germany, and our mission is actually to empower underprivileged individuals through education, training, and skill development. The organization has successfully launched numerous programs, which I already mentioned too, that you can get from our YouTube channels and from our websites and other online resources. And hundreds of individuals, they have been acquired job-ready skills across various sectors. With a focus on sustainable development and equal opportunity, FEMSTEC Worldwide strives to remove barriers to education and employment for different type of communities. These are the content of the course. So let me put this into the slideshare like this. I hope everyone is now having a full screen of the slides. The first module is the foundation, which is our today's lecture and tomorrow's lecture. So this first week is the foundations. Second module is actually the Python programming. We will be starting from the very preliminary foundations of Python programming with very preliminary things, which we are calling it from starting print 1+1, and then going to the advanced topics within the Python. We understand that the Python is not possible to learn all the programs, all the aspects of the program at once, but still we will be striving our best to deliver at least the foundation of the Python programming for you, or at least that if you're facing some code snippets somewhere else, you will be having the ability to understand what's going on there. The third module is very important. That's data visualization and storytelling, we are calling it. It's how you're conveying your messages, your analysis to different types of stakeholders, to business stakeholders, to technical stakeholders, to non-technical stakeholders, public sector, private sector, different aspects of delivering the analytics of the outcomes of your analytics. Module 4 is statistics. We will be delivering a preliminary to mid-level concepts of statistics. These are the foundations for the people who are trying to pursue their education further. After advanced data analytics, there is another step that's called data scientist. So people who get the Google Advanced Data Analytics certification, automatically they can continue to data science. So you will be certified. There are different data science certifications as well. So data science certifications, they are very important and very reputable certifications in the tech industry. And so you can get it from IBM, from Google. So these are different types of data science certifications. We will be delivering the foundations to you. If someone wants to proceed by themselves, so they can proceed. Otherwise, FEMSTEC will be thinking of launching another consequent program to this advanced data analytics course as well. Regression analysis and machine learning, these are the types of prescriptive and descriptive analytics. We will be delivering this for you. That you will be at the end of this course in the position to develop some machine learning modules which can prescribe or predict any outcomes for any businesses, any solutions. There will be a final capstone project, and an exam, and after that it will be a Google certification program. So there will be only 1 week for Google certification program. So we will be just guiding you through the program, and then you will be certified by the Google with all the material that you already studied here in our courses. Coming to the to where we live, actually, we live in the data era. In 1980s, I really don't know how much you remember, because I don't think so that old you are all. You're still very young. But still, at that time in 1980s, and don't assume that I'm also that much old. Still, I'm also young, but still, that's just the thing. At the 1980s, the computer literacy, if someone was knowing computer, it was a reputation, actually. So if someone knew the computer at that time, that, oh, I can operate a computer, I can just turn on a computer, turn off a computer. So that was a privilege. That was something very unique thing happened at that time of those eras. So that was just a privilege. In 2000, so in years after 1999 and 2000 years, if someone understands how to just go online, search for websites, and you may also all you may remember the Yahoo search was very, very famous. There was no Google search at that time, and Hotmail search. Everyone had a Yahoo mail and Hotmail email address, and at that time, so internet literacy was actually a privilege. It was just a reputation. If someone knew how to just surf online, oh, it was a privilege. It's something. Now, right now, after 2020, if someone understands how to deal with the data, how to analyze the data, and how to understand the data, and how to generate an insight from the data, that's now a privilege. That's now something very cool. So, and you're just enrolled in a course that you want to just get this skill. What is actually data literacy? Data literacy is actually the ability to read, understand, create, and communicate data as information. There is one thing is data, another thing is information. So there are different things. We will be coming to that later on. We will be explaining it in detail, what's data and what's information. It involves knowing how to interpret data to make informed decisions. So you may ask why that's that much important that we have to understand the data. So that's not a problem. But the good thing is, the very important thing is, that if you understand the data and if you interpret the data, and then you can make informed decisions. If you make informed decisions, it means all aspects of your life will be affected by this interpretation of the data. In countries like our countries, or in countries from different worlds, if you're looking at it, all the decisions, everyone who were making decisions, or who are making decisions in different sectors, for example, in public sector, in private sector, in different levels, starting from the very small level, clerk level, to the highest, to the presidential level, all decisions, if they are not data-driven decisions, so it failed. And you know how you understand very well what's the cost of a failure of a uninformed decision without backing up by the data. So data-driven decisions are the only successful keys to have informed decisions in all aspects of the life. Even if you're looking at your personal life, in your personal life, if you're just if you have uninformed decisions, that's, you're calling it just backbiting. What is called backbiting, and just rumors. These are all uninformed decisions, uninformed activities, even within your personal life. But if you have data and you have evidences, and you're based on that, you're just taking a decision. That's called an informed decision. It will be success. It will bring success in all aspects of your life. So this is, it's not only important not in your professional career, but in your personal life, it's playing a very key role. What is data literacy? Data literacy is a life skill. It's not a technical skill. It's not something that, okay, I will learn this course and I will understand and I will see what is data and how the data is analyzed. There is actually, it is a life skill and help us learn how data can be used to connect the dots and create value. You have data around yourself, different types of data, but you have to understand to analyze it and connect the dots. Whenever you're connecting the dots, then you're bringing value. You're creating a value out of those data. Uh, Let me have a look at the questions as well. I'm just not distracted, but I'm just looking at the question as well, because whenever you're asking a question, it comes out to me. And you're asking the same question again and again and again. And I said that we will be putting all the slides to you in a separate classroom after the class. So data literacy is not about technical skill. Data literacy is actually about learning how to critically think about and interact with data and its analysis, understanding its relevance, placing it into context, knowing both its potential and its limits. So this is type of data literacy. This is how, if you understand the data, then you will be literate, data literate. And if you're data literate, your all decisions will be data-driven decisions. Reading the data. Look, identify data sources, collect data, manage data, tools you might already know, databases, for example. So look, you're just reading a paper in there. It says statistics, 10% of something, total revenue of happened this much people, for example, waited for this much time at that hospital, for example. All these numbers, these are data. If you're in the position to correctly interpret them, connect the dots, and make an insight out of it, so you're data literate. Now, coming to this pyramid, it's a very interesting pyramid. Look, data is the foundation of everything. You have to understand how to get information, how to extract information from data, and how to extract knowledge from information, and how to become getting the wisdom from that knowledge. So this is called the pyramid of DIKW. It is playing a very key role, and it's one of the basics of the humanity. Actually, you can have data, but if you're not analyzing the data, you will not get information. You can have information if you're not in the position to analyze the information and understand which information is needed and which information is not needed, then you're not knowledgeable. You may have knowledge, but if you know that where to use that knowledge or where not to use that knowledge, so then you're not wise. And that wisdom is not came to you. So the wise person is the one who understands where to use the knowledge, where the knowledge is required, and where to not use that knowledge. So this is how the pyramid of humanity, how it works. If you're not following these steps, you will not get to the wisdom. Wisdom, we are calling it in our language hikmat. In that hikmat, you will not reach to that hikmat if you're not in the position to properly analyze the data and understand the data. So ارقام از ارقام باید معلومات به دست بتانیم بیاریم. از معلومات باید علم بتانید. معلومات مثلا گوگل معلومات داره، نه؟ گوگل سرچ میکنین هر چیز براتون جواب میده. شما که بسیار معلومات زیاد است، لیکن گوگل عالم نیست. عالم کسی است که معلومات تحلیل میکنه، ارزش معلومات همراه غیر معلومات میفهمه که اینمی معلومات در کجا مهم است، این معلومات در کجا مهم نیست، اینمی معلومات ارزش داره، این معلومات ارزش نداره. معلومات بی ارزش که اوسو کرد، گوگل نمیفهمه که معلومات بی ارزش از کجا اوسو کنه. گوگل هر چیزی سرچ کنین براتون میکشه، لیکن عالم نیست. هیچ گاهی انسان است که عالم است، به خاطر که انسان همون توانایی مشرف مخلوقات است، اون توانایی را داره که بتونه علم از معلومات به دست بیاره. Sure. Can you just turn off mute yours? Thank you. Okay, so now و علم در کجا استفاده کنیم و علم در کجا استفاده نکنیم. علم در کجا به درد میخوره، علم در کجا زیاد به درد نمیخوره. بعضی اوقات انسان با حکمت میفهمه که در بعضی جایا همینجا برخورد چه رقم باید صورت بگیره. همیشه میگن نه که علم به اساس تجربه یکی از چیزایی میباشه که انسان به حکمت میرسونه. این یکی از بنیادی ترین موضوعات است که باید همیشه در ذهنتان باشه. انسان که اشرف مخلوقات است به خاطر است که میتونه که به درجه حکمت برسه. نه artificial intelligence و نه کامپیوتر نمیتونه به این نقطه برسه. تا امروز تمام کسایی که میگن که artificial intelligence هوش مصنوعی را پیشرفت بکنه، اونا تونستن تا درجه knowledge برساننش، لیکن wisdom تنها انسان میتونه برسه. همیست که جایگاه انسان خاص است. So the thing that the data is all around you. If you're connecting the dots together and interpreting an insight from it, that's called information. So this is the explanation of how what is actually this pyramid mean. So these are the steps, for example. The data, these are just dots. Now you came to the information, you connected the dots. You understood that these dots, these are the same categories. These are another type of categories. These are another, so categorization of the data and understanding what is there. Then you understood that, okay, how these categories are connected to each other, and you understand the meaning of all that. So bringing context to a data is called information. Bringing meaning to a context is called knowledge. What is going to the wisdom? Wisdom is the insight. Insight, it means dark greenish. So whenever you're having that insight from the information, from the knowledge that you're having, that's called wisdom. We will be now discussing a very important thing, which I just at the beginning mentioned briefly. That's called 3DM. 3DM is called the data-driven decision making. 3DM. So this is the data-driven decision making concept. Just a question: is someone recording our session?
بله استاد، فکر کنم ریکارد و پروگرس هستن اینجا آیکنش دیده میشه.
آیکنش دیده میشه؟ خب من ندیدم، از خود پرسان کردم. That's good. Data-driven decision making, as I mentioned at the beginning. ما اینجا میخوایم که به شکل بسیار خلاص اینو به لسان خودمون رو تشریح بکنم. تمام تصامیمی که ما شما در زندگی خود میگیریم، چه شخصی باشه، چه به شکل پروفشنال کاری باشه، اگر به اساس دیتا و شواهد و معلومات دقیق باشه، او تصامیم درست میتونه باشه. اگر به اساس واهیات و تبصره و غیبت و آوازه و قصه و قصه پیتاو باشه، باز اونمو است که او دیتا دریون دیسیژن میکینگ نمی باشه. اونمو است که باز ما اگر تصمیم رو بر اساس از اون میگیریم، تصامیم عاقلانه نمی باشه، تصامیمی نمی باشه که یک حکمت در اون نقطه نمی باشه. اونمو است می باشه که باز هر تصمیمی را که ما میگیریم او به خطایی میکشونه انسان، به یک تباهی میکشونه انسان. و تصمیم هر کس باز مو اندازه و تباهی و حکمت خود داره. تصمیم یک مثلا یک مامور عادی یک امپکت، یک تاثیر داره، تصمیم یک رئیس دیگر امپکت داره، تصمیم یک مثلا رئیس جمهور یک امپکت دیگر داره. لذا در هر مقطع زمانی ما شما میتونیم که تابع چی شویم؟ اثرات مختلف شویم. غیبت ها، وازا، قصه، اندیوال بازی ها، رفاقت ها. رفیقم گفته میگه کنیم بس رفیقش گفته سو ای دیگه به فکرش آمده که می درست است، خیلی همین گپ درست است. ولی این زندگی اگر امیر شما عملی بکنیم به بسیار مشکلات برمیخوریم. حتی اگر زندگی فامیلی رو ببینید، زندگی شخصی رو ببینید، تمام تصامیمی که بر اساس این قصای ناقص صورت میگیره همیشه خطایی و تباهی داره. لیکن تمام تصامیمی که بر اساس شواهد، دیتا، ارقام، فکر و هوش خود انسانی صورت میگیره و او دور یک حکمت افتاده میشه. اونموست باز او اما حکمت بهترم میتونه داشته باشه. So the main thing here is that if you're not applying data-driven decision-making mechanisms, it means that actually you're applying any type of biases, in your decisions. We will be discussing biases in very detail later on, but still I'm just telling you right now in a brief thing that there are different types of biases in our decision-making plays key roles. So in order to exclude those biases and not let those biases affect our decisions, our decisions should be data-driven decisions. Even within data-driven decisions, there are biases that we will be discussing those biases later on, but still, I'm just making this very clear right now. That if you're not in the position to exclude biases from our decisions, that decision will not be data-driven decision. And the outcome of those decisions will not be successful outcomes from those decisions. So this is why, in order to take a data-driven decision-making mechanism, you have to first what? You have to determine a problem, for example, a business solution. What is a problem, actually? Okay, if you have a problem, now the second stage, why understanding the problem is very, very important. One of the full problem in communication in all aspects of our life is that we are not actually understanding the problem. Everyone is just looking, just running toward the solution. How many times you have heard if someone asks you, okay, can you repeat me the question again? I really didn't understand what is your question. Please elaborate the question to me. So whenever someone is, for example, your teacher, your professor, someone in your family, your father, mother, wife, husband, anyone, if someone is asking you something, you're automatically running toward providing a response to it without just keeping yourself calm and think about the question again. What is actually the question? If you're not understanding the question properly, either you're providing too much information, either you're providing not that much information, which should be satisfactory to the response, or you're actually providing something else totally, which may arise conflicts. So this is how understanding the problem is very much important. Understanding the problem is playing a key role. It is you may hear about that. If someone understands the problem or question properly, it means he or she solved the problem 50%. So it's actually the part of the solving the problem, to understand properly what is required. Second step is strategize and identify the goals. Okay, now I understand what's the problem. Okay, I understand the problem. Now I have to strategize and find what are the goals if I'm going to reply to this problem, or respond to this question, or solve this business problem. Okay, within the business, one of our friends just mentioned about the business analytics. So business in businesses, for example, the problem, for example, someone asks you, okay, this quarter we had a less, for example, uh, revenue in comparison to the previous quarter. And that's it. That's how to resolve it. Yeah. So this is a problem. How to strategize? What are the goals of this problem to be solved, for example? Then step 3, target data. Which type of data for each aspect of this goal we require to get those data? Step 4, how to collect those data and how to analyze the data that we require for these goals to be achieved for this problem. And step 5, make decisions regarding findings. So you will be analyzing the data, and then after that, you will be making decisions based on the data that you have collected, and then responding back to what the problem was. So this is type of data-driven decision making. So the benefits of data-driven decision making for the businesses, for example, if this is part of your business strategy, usually it brings you greater transparency and accountability. This is one of the main things. The second thing, it continues improvements, bringing continuous improvements in your businesses. Uh, uh, Business doesn't mean just if you have a business, a company, or you're a boss, you someone on anything with a transactional type of activities, that's called business. So business decisions are always tied to analytics insights, reduced costs and improved revenue. So revenue is going to be increased, and a better understanding of market trends, what is going in the market. So this is how the benefit of data-driven decision making is very important for the businesses in general in life. We're coming to another slide, which is one of the important slides. Okay, now you're saying, okay, when we are going deeper into the data analytics section, now what are the data sources, where we should get the data, and what we understand from the data sources? There are typically different types of data sources. For example, primary data sources, collected firsthand for specific purposes. For example, surveys, interviews, observations, experiments. So if you're going to have a survey, I just did a survey. I created a poll at the beginning of this meeting, and I asked in which language we will be delivering the presentation. That was a primary data collection type. So you voted, and you said majority of you that the lectures will be in English. So that's called, I have conducted a survey in order to get primary data. And that's the primary source of data that we have done. Interviews, for example, is also type of data collection, primary data collection. Or experiments, if you're doing, that's also type of primary data collection. There is another type of data sources that's called secondary data sources. Now, just coming to this poll that you have done. Okay, based on this poll that we decided, okay, we will be having our lectures in English. Good, that's good. Now, if you want to analyze this data, what I will do that next. Okay, I will go a bit deeper. Okay, how many people voted for English? Okay, for example, 62% voted for English. Okay, within the 62%, how many were male and how many were female? See, okay, this much was male, this much was female. Oh, good. How many were within country in Afghanistan, and how many people were outside of the country? Oh, this much was in male within Afghanistan, this much was in female within Afghanistan, this much in female was out of the country. So going deeper, understanding, okay, voted for English. How many completed the data science, for example, bachelor degree, if they voted the course for the course to be taught in English? Similarly for DAVI. So you see, This is type of data analytics. Whenever you're going deeper, and you're just connecting the dots and getting at the final information in an insight that what happened with just a small poll that we have conducted. So this is how data analytics works, and you will be learning in this course, in the tenure of this course, that how to analyze the data properly and how to generate insights, different types of insights, which can play a key role for the businesses, for your decision making, for any types of other activities if you want. Secondary sources of data is actually previously collected data, which has been used for different purposes. For example, what right now I told you, I created a poll. It was the primary goal of this data was actually to understand in which language the course should be taught. But the secondary, if I use this data to understand, okay, that's good. English is that. Now I want deeper analysis. For example, how many of these people are living within the country? How many of them outside of the country? How many are female? How many are not female? How many are older than 30 years? How many are between 18 to 30 years? How many completed the so different types of insights which I'm generating from this data, which was primarily used for the understanding the language of the course, but now I am using them for generating of secondary purposes. That's called secondary data sources. So this is how this example I can bring to you. For example, reports, academic articles, government statistics, online databases. So different things that you can, why, for example, government statistics, you're just getting a statistical report. And okay, government says, okay, this is now the inflation rate in the economy. Yeah? Government just use that for the inflation rate of the economy, that specific report. But what you're doing you're just downloading that report and you're using it for something else. You're predicting the economy. Okay, inflation is today this. I want to predict it for next, for example, 2 years, how much it will be. So you're using actually a primary report for a secondary purpose. Common data sources in practice that we are having right now. Internal sources, data generated within an organization. Right now, the poll which I have created in this chat meeting at the beginning, that's called an internal sources of data. We created the data source internally within our organization, FIMSTIC, and that's actually the internal source of the data. Similarly, for example, sales record, employee data, website analytics, all these are internal sources of data generated within the organization. External sources, data which are coming from outside the organization. For example, industry reports, market research, public data sets, statistics data sets, things which are not generated by the organization, but are relevant to the sector of that organization in coming from outside of the organization. Real-time data. Real-time data is very important thing, and you will be one of the genius ones if you're going to analyze real-time data. Because, for example, if you have a system, signaling system, for example, in a meter box, electricity, that meter box signal system is, for example, connected to a smart meter is connected to a main power plant system. It is getting real-time data from all the people within that neighborhood, how many kilowatt hour electricity they are using, for example. And that data is consistently, second by second, or maybe minutes by minutes, or hour by hour, it's getting updated and updated and updated, and that data is coming, and all of that data is coming to you, and it's shown on a dashboard to you. Okay, this neighborhood, this house, because everyone is using electricity, the same way, so in a neighborhood, and that's coming. That data is coming. That's an example of real-time data which is coming. Wi-Fi usage is one of the real-time data. Everyone is using Wi-Fi internet all the time, then that's coming as a real-time thing. So these are the examples of real-time data. And historical data is archive data. So these are the data that have been archived, for example, or from 1980s, for example. You're going to an archive and getting those data and bringing it and analyzing those data. So these are different sources of the data. Evaluating data sources. Before using the data source, okay, I want to use a data source. There are thousands, hundred thousands, in millions of data sets available online. But before using each data set, you have to pay attention to how much reliable is this source. So you're using a data set from a source, from a website, which is actually very less known to you, and you never heard about that. So the credibility of the source is playing a key role. Who is giving that data to you? That's playing a key role. We will be coming to the bias in this regard as well later on, but still, just right now, understand this much. I think it will be sufficient. Accuracy. Okay, you're getting data, and how much accurate is that data? Is that a vague data, just uh, collected from somewhere, or that's an accurate data? How much is relevant that data to what you're seeking? You're seeking, for example, to predict the inflation rate for the next 2 years, and you want to get a data set from the statistics office. But you have to get a data set which is relevant to economic activities of the government or the country, not a data set which is about the demography, for example. Yeah, maybe somehow relevant, but not it has a primary relevancy to your problem. Timeliness is how much the data is updated, for example. You're working, you want to predict the inflation rate for the next 2 years for a country, and you're getting a data which is from 1970s, yeah, so it won't work. And these are some data sources that you can get online. Google dataset, Kaggle, World Bank data, government agencies, for example, national statistics data sets, census data sets, and ERP systems or CRM systems. So these are the business tools. We will be later on discussing these things. So this is how about the data source. Now, which type of data are there? Types of data. We have two types of data. We have qualitative data, categorical, and we have quantitative data, numerical data. For the qualitative data, which are categorical data, we have nominal data and ordinal data. And for the quantitative data, we have discrete and we have continuous. So just suggestion, don't try yourself hard to memorize all these things. So don't memorize it, actually. Just try to understand it. You will have this presentation later on, and whenever it comes to your mind, just keep the context how it works. Qualitative data sets, for example, if they're this qualitative categorical, they are nominal and ordinal. So what is nominal and what is ordinal? So if categories without a specific order, for example, qualitative, these are categorical data. Different types of categories, yeah, types of fruits, for example, types of categories, and types of so these are categorical data. We are calling it nominal if there are different categories of data. These are not numeric data, but these are categorical data. You have to understand the difference between the categorical data and the numerical data. So for the categorical data, they are calling it non-numerical data, descriptive. They are describing something. For example, colors, red color. Red color is a category, yeah? All things listed under red color. There's a column in a data set, It says color. Then red, blue, green. So these are all qualitative categories. Names, for example. Okay, we have a class at FilmStick Advanced Data Analytics. We have 100 participants. So all your names, these are categorical labeled data. Labels, for example, different labels that you're providing. Gender, male, female. So this is now categorical data. So for the categorical data, we have two types. One, we are calling it nominal. Another, we are calling it ordinal. Nominal, for example, color. Red, green, blue, yellow, whatever colors are there. But for the ordinal, there is an order in those categorical data. For example, we will be having an exam. Exam will be ranked based on excellent, very good, good, fair, failed. You see, there is an order there. So these are all categorical data, but ordinal categorical data. So it means order should be kept all the time. So you cannot just say, okay, I have categorical data and fail should be first. Then, okay, good, second, excellent, third, very good, fourth, for example. That won't work because you just destroyed the order of that categorical data. So some categorical data, for example, if there are colors, red, green, blue, yellow, is the order playing a key role? No, nothing. Everything is fine. You can say red first, you can say blue first, you can say green first, not a problem. Order is not playing a role. But that's called nominal categorical data. But ordinal categorical data is when order is playing a key role. It means you have to pay attention to the order as well. Or, for example, rating scales, yeah, low, medium, high. You cannot say, okay, high then low then medium, yeah. You have to keep the order. That's called ordinal. In quantitative data, they are numbers. Data expressed as numbers, suitable for mathematical operations. For example, age, weight, income, temperature, all these are numerical data, yeah? So how old are you, for example? 25, so that's a number, yeah? But in numerical data, similar to the qualitative data, we have also two types, discrete and continuous numbers. For example, discrete or countable values. For example, number of students in a class. Number of students in a class is right now in our class is 89, for example, just from 100 something. This is countable number of students in a class. But what is continuous? Okay, can you interpret 89 in other type? You have only 89 people, yeah? You cannot say 89 point half people, 89, for example, people, 89 something like that, yeah? So you cannot just change that. You can just say you cannot say different things about the interpretation of people, students within a class. That's it. This is the class. This is this much. But there are things that you can change it. You can say it in different ways. For example, age, height, for example. Okay, height is that guy. Height is 170 centimeters. Okay, good. But you can say it in another way as well. 1.7 meters. You change what? You change the value of the range. So you just change that type of saying that number. 1.7 meters, 170 centimeters, bringing it to millimeters, bringing it to decimeters. So the different types of measurements you can provide to that number. If you can provide different types of measurements to a specific number, that's called continuous numbers. If you cannot provide different types of measurement for a number, that's called a discrete number. For example, time. Okay, how much time we spent in this class? 2 hours. Maybe we can say 120 minutes. Huh? The same. It's still 2 hours. We can say, okay, in seconds, just multiplying that with the more 60, and we can bring from hours to minutes, from minutes to seconds. So this is how it will work. So this is called continuous quantitative numbers or numerical numbers. We had other types of data as well, beside that type which I have explained above. One is called structured data, another is called unstructured data, and the third is semi-structured data. Why we are calling it. So now you got the very basic of the data types. First, you have qualitative data, quantitative data. In qualitative, you have two types, nominal and you have ordinal. In quantitative, you also have two types. You have discrete, you have continuous. Now, in general, the whole data you're getting from somewhere, from any sources, that's called structured data, unstructured data. Structured data is for example, table, spreadsheet, Excel sheet. That's a table, structured data. Everything is there. A row, a column, everything is mentioned there. Okay, so that's called structured data. Unstructured data doesn't have any format. For example, emails. you have thousands of emails. Social media posts, for example, 100 social media posts. So these are data, but they are not structured. They are not in a table format. They are not in a column format. If you're looking at it, a bunch of texts there. Semi-structured data, for example, JSON documents. We will be coming to the JSON documents. So what's JSON documents? We will be discussing that. It is called does not conform to a strict structure, but contains tags or markers. For example, you have such type of data. For example, if you were putting emails into a JSON format, you have still a bunch of emails, but there are some labels. For example, emails from boss, there's tagging there. Okay, all the emails from boss is there. Emails, for example, from uh, uh, site manager, so all of them are there. So that type of tagging or having labels, they are calling it semi-structured data. This is now you're coming to the data management. If you have data sources, now you have to manage the data. So for the data management, the following are the components of data management. We have data preparation, data processing, data catalogs, data storage, data architecture, data modeling, data governance, and data security. All these components you will be learning through this course. At the end of this course, you will be clearly explaining to me what are data catalogs and how to do it. What is the data governance and how to do it? What is the data security and what we can do with that? What is the data storage and how we should do that? So these are the components that you will be learning throughout this course to the end, that how to store the data, how to catalog the data, what is the data governance means, how to model the data. So data modeling we will be learning in machine learning course. Data security, we will be learning at the end of capstone project how to deal with the data security. Data architecture, we will be start learning it in machine learning course and also integration analysis. So different types of this component of how to manage the data will be coming to you till the end of this course. At the end of this course, you will be actually doing all these 8 items. Coming to some data problems. What are some data problems you will face in your work? Missing data. You will be having some data, but they're missing data. For example, you have a table of students participating in a course, name, age, father name, address, phone number. Some phone numbers are there, some phone numbers are not there. So the ones which are not there, those are missing data. Inaccurate data. Phone numbers. Some phone numbers are there, but some phone numbers, instead of starting with 07, which is usually the mobile phone, for example, it starts with 08. That's inaccurate phone number, yeah? You automatically says, how that's called a local number, start with 08. That's not working. That's inaccurate data. Data inconsistency. It means that I have a phone number. One is starting with 07, another is started directly with 7 without 0. Another is starting with plus 93, 7. You see, with country code. So it's called data inconsistency. So in order to analyze the data, you have to make data consistent first, then proceed with that. Duplicate data, for example, you have 100 people, participants, while you have 150 rows in a sheet, in an Excel sheet. How that? So Ahmad is 2 dimensions. Ahmad is mentioned at item number 2. Then later on, again, they mentioned Ahmad. Again, they put a record of Ahmad. So it's several duplicate rows. Data silos, data stored in isolated systems, leading to a lack of integrated insights. For example, different departments, they are saving their own data in their own divisions. They're not sharing the data with each other. That's called data silos. This is a very huge problem in the businesses. Everyone is saving their own data in their own databases within their own departments. Outliers and anomalies. For example, we have data, but the sudden spike in sales that may be due to the incorrect data entry. For example, you have age and the age column, for example. And column it says, okay, we are participant of a college, college students data set. It says, okay, from 18, 19, 20, 22, 25, 23, in And you see, suddenly 91. How is possible a 91 years old will be sitting in a college? See, that's called outlier. 91, that's called outlier. You have to remove that outlier if that's correct. If that is incorrect, it means there is inaccurate data. Maybe that's not 91, that's maybe 19, 19, who knows? So then if 19, that suits that data set. If that's 91, it doesn't suit that data set. If it is 91, you have to just remove that because that's called outlier or anomaly in the data set. Data security issues, for example, data doesn't have encryptions, for example, in financial data. In unstructured data challenges or different things, for example, handling social media data or emails without proper tools. You're just looking at the social media tools without understanding it, without managing and analyzing those unstructured data. So these are the common data problems. In our capstone project, at the end that we will be dealing with that, a section will be called data wrangling. Data wrangling, you will be dealing with all these data problems. There will be a data set that you have to analyze for all these things at the end. And when you clean the data set, that's called data wrangling. Data wrangling is actually removing all these common data problems. Now, coming to the data biases. What is data biases? Sampling biases. I mentioned about the biases previously. Now, what is bias? Sampling bias. For example, you have an intention of doing something intentionally. Maybe there are different things. You have different types of biases, for example, in a data. For example, you want to have analyze the representative of the larger population in the neighborhood. Yeah, you surveyed only urban residents for a study on healthcare access, for example. You excluded the rural perspective. So whatever data set that you are analyzing, you have to understand the sampling bias first on it. For example, you want to understand the economy of a country, but you have the data only for Kabul city. Okay, good. If I want to understand the economy of the country, how I can have only data for Kabul city? There are 33 other provinces as well. So I have to do the survey all over the country. So sampling bias, this is called. It's called that you have data for only one province, and then you're bringing that data, analyzing that data, and then predicting something for the whole country, while that data is not representative of the whole country. Or, for example, you're talking about agriculture, and you did a survey in a city, for example, in Herat, main city, while your research is on agriculture. Herat city is, for example, a urban city, a residential urban city. While you're talking about agriculture, which is very much relevant to the rural areas, you forget about rural areas. You just the survey of the people who are surrounding you. So that's called sampling bias. Another is called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is selecting data points that support the hypothesis while ignoring those that contradict it. For example, you have already a mindset in your mind already set. You want to do a data analytics or a survey of the people who are actually confirming your point of view. You not have the courage of surveying or bringing the data or views of people who are confronting you, who are not confirming your views. You're tending to have or be surrounded with the people who are just confirming you. Yes, the way that you're thinking, okay, that's right. So then you're going to that guy and getting an interview survey of that specific guy who is actually confirming your view of point of view. So this is called confirmation bias. It means you're surrounding yourself with the people who are just sharing with you the same views and observations, or you're just intentionally doing surveys or getting data from those people who are actually sharing the same views and points with you, confirming you with your hypothesis. But whenever you're being a proper data analyst, at the end, you have to have the courage to go to the people who are confronting you, who are not confirming your ideas, who are against you, against your opinion, you have to bring those data as well. So this is called confirmation bias. Selection bias. Selection bias is choosing participants for a study who are likely to provide positive feedback. I have my friends, I did a project. Okay, I want to get a feedback from my project. Okay, good. I did a project, I want to provide a feedback. Whom I am bringing the opinions of which type of people? My friends. Oh, my friend says, oh, well done, Adham. You did a very good job. Okay, good. And I'm getting happy. Oh, that's good. I did a very good job. Another friend, he's also saying the same. Another friend. So I'm bringing the feedback from who? From my friends. Friends all the time. They're encouraging you. They are just there because they're providing you positive feedback. So this is intentionally, I selected a group of people from whom I'm getting data, which are actually positive to me. They're my friends. But I have to have the courage to go to other wider people, wider community people to get their ideas. People who are not friendly with me, people who are having negative feedbacks. So that's then called a proper data analysis. Measurement bias. Measurement bias is actually you have sensors, as I told you, yeah, in regard to the electricity. And those sensors having any faults, technical faults, and they are providing you with the real-time data, but not correct real-time data. And you're seeing sometimes that this measurement is not proper, not good, but still you're relying on technology. It says, okay, the technology, the sensor is getting me the data, that's okay, maybe that's that. You're just not making yourself a trouble and saying, okay, let's go see why that's not working, why this sensor is not working, why the sensor is giving us this type of data, which is type of outlier or anomaly. But still you're relying on that technology. You say, oh, that's techno sensor is working properly, it's okay. You're just not making any problem for yourself. So this is called measurement bias. You have to exclude that whenever you're doing data analytics. And algorithmic bias is one of the very much critical biases right now. Whenever artificial intelligence is generating something to you, that's all the time not right and not correct. That's called algorithmic bias. For example, um, several months ago, I think Google launched image generating AI tool. It was a type of a tool that you were just writing to the AI that, okay, generate me a person like this, like this, like this. Then that artificial intelligence tool will be generating to you a picture of that guy. And apparently, it happened that AI is all the time generating brown people. It means Indian people instead of generating different, because that AI was trained, or from algorithmic point of view, the AI was trained only on the pictures of people from Asia, from India, from Asia, from brown people, instead of having white people. So whenever you were asking even for a very white character, for example, from a Western country, they were generating an Indian picture to you or a brown skin guy to you. So that was a problem with the algorithm of that AI. So that's called algorithmic bias, that within the AI, you're putting something intentionally that all the time, whenever you're asking, it gives you that type of specific responses. So this is very dangerous. You're coming to different types of data analytics. We have different types of data analytics. We will be exploring all of these within this course. We have descriptive analytics. What's the descriptive analytics is responding to what's happening actually. Summarize and visualize the data. Okay. You're giving a data set, so it says what's happening with this data set. How many columns, shape of data, information about the data, mean of data, mode of data, median of the data, each columns, type of categories. So all these are called the descriptive analytics. It says what's happening with this data set. Diagnostic analytics says why is it happening. So it's now coming to the question, why is it happening? Find root causes of events. Okay, we have, for example, this event at that time, why it happened. So what was the root causes? That's called diagnostic analytics. We have predictive analytics. We had all these data. Now we want to what? We want to predict for the future. What will happen based on current data? What will happen next? identify possible outcomes and the probability that they will happen. In prescriptive analytics, what should we do? Okay, what will happen? Okay, what will happen based on the data? A bad thing will happen. Now, what is our prescription? What we want to suggest to them? Determine the best course of action. Says that, okay, if we currently do these things, we will change the prediction for the future to this way, and then we will achieve all these other type of outcomes. So in all subsequent slides, all type of descriptive analytics or all these analytics which I mentioned here are explained in very detailed. You can read it by yourself. For example, this is diagnostic analytics. What is diagnostic analytics? You have a general sales data, okay? And you have a problem with the sales data. Your sales is not working properly. You're not having a revenue. Okay, now you want to analyze where I don't have revenue. You're going to sales data, exploring the sales data by all three stores. You have three stores, one store in Corte-Say, one Lycée Marianne, one Charleroi. Okay, now you want to see all the sales data from these three stores. Then, for example, you identified Corte-Say is not working properly. It's a deficit here. Okay, in which product it has deficit? Product A, product B. So this is called drill down analysis for the sales. That's called diagnostic analysis. This is predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is we are right now to have, for example, data for 2013. We want to predict for the future. So this is our prediction for the future. So this is how we are doing the predictive analytics. For the predictive analytics, we have different types of analysis. We have regression analysis. You will be in deeply examine this regression analysis. We will be just time series analysis, classification, and clustering. We will be touching these ones under machine learning, but regression analysis will be taught separately in another module, as we discussed at the beginning. It says that using past data, how to predict the future. This is how the regression analysis works. Prescriptive analysis is actually prescribing something based on the outcomes. What should we do? That we do if different types of strategies. This is for the business analytics. This prescriptive analytics is actually, sometimes they're calling it business analytics. And this, while technically it's called prescriptive analytics, this is how you're giving solutions to businesses. You're analyzing the data, you're predicting the future, then you're giving solutions to the businesses. What to do? Different types of techniques to the businesses or in different sectors. You're providing them. Decision trees. We will be learning this under machine learning, and machine learning and AI algorithms will be for sure learning this under machine learning module. And simulation modeling, what if scenarios and optimization techniques. These are all things that are under prescriptive analytics. Now coming to the data visualization, this will be, I think, our last topic. A picture tells 1,000 words. This is very important thing. Okay, till now, whatever you have learned about, AI is also is somehow doing the same thing for you. If you give a data set to an AI agent, AI, artificial intelligence, can analyze that for you. Not the from descriptive point of view, it will analyze that for you. But from prescriptive point of view, it won't. It can't. It can generate some standard things for you, but it won't work. It doesn't seem that it's as per your business problem or not. So it doesn't mean that it's 100% a right solution for that. So this is how AI is working actually. But data visualization is the thing that you come to a conclusion. Now, how you're bringing all that conclusion to a non-technical stakeholder. You cannot bring to non-technical stakeholder a Python sheet, yeah? that, okay, I have analyzed the whole data in a Python sheet. Okay, this is now the outcome. No, you have to bring them. What? You have to bring them with the charts, with the pictures, and with a story that they should understand that. And that's called now the data visualization. All the people, whatever you're doing back uh, of data analytics, no one will pay attention to that. Everyone will be looking at the bar chart, at the line chart, at the good visual that you are going to generate. So this is why everyone says that a picture tells thousands of words. Now, tools for data visualization, we have different tools. We will be selecting one of these tools. For sure, we will be doing the Python 100%. From Tableau in Microsoft Power BI, we will be choosing one of this for you, that to make you familiar with how to do some data visualization. And Excel is mandatory, so you have to understand the Excel and Sheets as well. So common types of data visualization, you have bar charts. See, bar charts, you have line charts, you have pie charts, you have scatter plots, heat maps, dashboards, different things of visualization. Each one means something. What makes a good visualization? You have to have very simple visuals. You see, if you have a visual with lots of text in it and lots of dots in it and lots of things in it, so no one will just pay attention to that visual. You have to have very simple visuals, simple measures. This is playing a key role. And at the end, you have to use what McCandless technique. What is that technique? It's a data visualization approach developed by David McCandless, known for tuning complex data into visually stunning and easily digestible graphics. So this is one of his techniques. That only not look at his technique. He beside this is a number, this is a line, this is also a line. See, this is called national average. This is our hospital, for example. This is national average line, and this is the average of this hospital. So still, this hospital average is above the national comparison of hospital and national average. Length of hospital stay. See, if length of hospital stay in 2003 was, for example, 8 days, in 2017 it came to 6.5 or something days. Yeah, and national averages this red line. Now, what he's doing actually, he is adding more context to the visual. Instead of just putting a line, he created this dotted line. See, this is the dotted line. This dotted line says introduction of our new policy. In 2007, they introduced a new policy. Why this is important? They want to measure the performance of this policy. After 2007, see, it decreased very rapidly. It means this new policy worked very well. So this is why he is trying that not only bring a picture, but also produce a story behind the picture, behind the visual. That's called the McCandless technique. But all the time, let's play a game, for example. Now, how many zeros are here in this chart? If I ask you how many zeros are here, what you will do?
We will count it. It seems to be 3.
Exactly. You will go line by line, okay? You will go line by line, okay? You will go this 1, there is no 0, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. You will tell me there are 3 zeros. Yeah? You will go line by line. But if I ask you how many ones are here, you will not go line by line because the ones are already in another color. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. Time of counting these zeros, of timing of counting these ones, counting of ones are much more rapidly happen. Why? Because they are in other colors. You can easily count them instead of going line by line. So this is how visualization is playing a key role. If you have visually, this is type of visualization, coloring scheme. This is another type of visual aspect of visualization. And the visual summary. This is the value. See, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. These are all numbers from 1 to 9. How many zeros we have? We have 3 zeros. How many 1 we have? We have 5 ones. How many 2s we have? We have 3 2s. We have 4 trees. We have 1, 4. So different types of categories here. This is called visual summary of this chart. So this is how visualization playing a key role here. Impact of data visualization. Faster decision making. See, we did a faster decision here. You just counted the visuals with ones. Better decision making. See, we have better decision making now. Look at this chart. Automatically, you say, oh, ones are the highest one. We have 5 ones here. See, so this better decision making. Here you cannot do anything. You should do all the things manually. Here you can say, oh, we have one's the highest. 1 is the highest. Which is the lowest? 4 is the lowest. Only we have 1, 4 here. See? Wider appeal to decision makers and show more complete picture than simple aggregations. So this is how the visualization works very well. But also deceiving visuals. So you have to be careful about deceiving visuals as well. Currently, some AI applications are providing such type of deceiving visuals. For example, number of points in this visual, 144. Mean of X in this visual is 54.26. Mean of Y in this visual is 47.83. Standard deviation at X is 16.76. And standard deviation at Y is 26.93. And this is the visual. Same characteristics, but this is the visual. See, different visuals, same data. So same data sometimes generating different visuals as well. We will be coming to that problem, and we will be discussing in detail, in depth, the deceiving visuals, biased visuals. All data the same. These characteristics the same. For this visual, the X standard deviation, Y standard deviation, X mean, Y mean, all of them the same. Odd number of points, these blue points, these are 144. Everything is the same, but different visuals. Why visuals are providing different visuals? This is why storytelling is important. So not only visualization, but storytelling. It means you have data, you have to have a visual, and with visual, you have to have a narrative. A narrative, it means you have to provide a story behind this visual. Why this visual is like this. This is called data storytelling. Problem with the background, supporting the insight, that you have to come to the central insight, and then solutions and recommendations. This is called narratives. For example, average customer satisfaction has decreased. Yeah, why? Because dissatisfaction is mostly related to the aircon not working properly. Good. What to do? Hire 2 more technicians to ensure aircons are fixed more quickly. So you see, there's a narrative behind this, behind each visual. If you don't provide a narrative, you will be having with same data 2 different visuals. There is no narrative here. If you provide narrative, that's called data storytelling. Data visualization with data storytelling is playing a key role. So this was our foundation of data that we have discussed today. I hope you understand everything. Any questions arise here, I will try my best to respond to all of those questions. But officially, this is the end of our presentation. And anyone else wants to just uh, uh, ask any questions, ask me to explain it now. Dari, Pashto, Russian, Arabic languages, these are the languages I can speak. I can do that for them. Not a problem. Within the group, WhatsApp group, you can ask me questions. I'm there. I will be responding to you. So this is thank you, end of the presentation. And 7 p.m. Kabul time and 3:30 p.m. London time. Thank you for your attention. Now I will be going through the questions and I will be responding to that. Thank you. خب ما یک سوال از آخر شروع میکنم سوالاتو خب اوکی گود. یکی گفته که تشکر از سجنتان، 7 بجه شده من میرم کار دارم، شما رو بالا تعالی میسپارم. امروز وقت ما در اول کمی ضایع شد، روز اول بود. انشالله دیگه وقت پریزنتیشن شاید وقت کافی داشته باشیم. Thank you for your invaluable teaching. I have a question for you. Will you provide the software downloadable please, for example Python etc. راجع به سافت‌ویر هایی که شما دانلود میکنین. راجع به سافت‌ویر هایی که شما دانلود میکنین براتون ثواب خیر انشالله معلومات خود دادم. ما گوگل کلاب we will be using گوگل کلاب به خاطر پایتون. بعد دیگه سافت‌ویر رو میخوایم استفاده بکنیم. اگر کسایی که به اینترنت شما دسترسی کامل داشته باشین در جریان لکچر، اگر کسایی که او گوگل کلاب خوبیش است که کسایی که از موبایل آنلاین میشن اونا میتونن از استفاده کنن. بعد اگر شما از کامپیوترتون استفاده میکنین و به اینترنتتون زیاد دسترسی کمتر دارین، باز جوپیتر بد نیست، باز میشه که از جوپیتر استفاده کنیم. من می سوالاتم برون بخیر لاین بای لاین، باز انشالله با کامنت هایتان میم بخیر. دیگه از اون خاطر سافت‌ویرهایی که دانلود میشه انشالله سواد اختیارتان خود گذاشتیم. تمام سافت‌ویرها فری است، کدام چیزی نداره. خلاص دیگه الیاس محمدی گفته که to share the slides before the session in WhatsApp because the slide hangs during the session. بتان درسته، سلایدها رو ما پیش از پیش شریک میسازیم. شما میتونید ریکاردینگ جلسه ما را که امروز سلایدتان تال خورده بود ببینین پیش از پیش. ما براتون گفتیم که امروز روز اول بود دیگه، انشالله توقعتان کوشش میکنیم پورا کنیم روز به روز. یک گوگل کلاس روم که جور کردیم، باز گوگل کلاس روم اول سلاید اپلود میکنیم، از هر هفته باز میشه نظریاتتان بگیریم. این انشالله رفع خود شد. تنها مشکل یک امروز بود. دیبا جان گفته که can you describe about database and very briefly. بچشم باشه دیگر جواب بتون میایم. ها راجع به سافت‌ویر گفتم، جواب دادم. سبا بخیر. could you please explain the difference between data and information again. در مجریانی سوال دیدم تشریح کردم میرم دیگه. what is the difference between information and knowledge. ایره تشریح دادم در مجریان که فرق بین معلومات و علم چی است. معلومات خود گفتم گوگل هم داره و علم انسان ها میتونه داشته باشه. علم را که بفهمه که کدام معلومات ارزشمند است، کدامش ارزش نداره است، کدام معلومات در کجا استفاده کنه. will the recording be shared as well. بله ریکارد شیر میشه، سلاید هم شیر میشه. will be getting access to the course materials. بله each module how many sessions. هر مدول کوشش میکنیم فرق میکنه، نظر به قصدن ما تایم نگذاشتیم. من نمیفهم که پایتون پروگرامینگ شما در چقدر زود خواهد یاد گرفتین. در یک روز، در 2 روز، در 2 سیژن، در 2 هفته، در 3 هفته تا که یاد نگرفتین ما الهیتان نمیکنیم. از خاطر پروگرام مایی است که کدام تایم فیکس نکنیم. دیگه time should not be changed بچشم. خلاص این شد بخش QA خلاص شد. معلومه در بخش کامنت ها این بود کسایی که در Q&A سوال کردن از ما. استادم در تلگرام اپلود کنید چون از کلاس روم دانلود کمی وقت گیر است دیگه. تلگرام خب برای دست نیست دیگه، تلگرام خب یک چتینگ اپلیکیشن است. قسمی خب باز میشه که ما در واتساپ هم بکنیم. گوگل کلاس روم خوبش دیگه است که ما بر شما امتحانا میدیم و شما امتحانا را میتونید نمره دهی میکنه، از اون خاطر ما میگیم. بر اپلودش جای مختلف در نظر خواب گرفتیم، چند جای اپلود خواب کردیم تا شما بتونید استفاده کنید. Do we have a session for tomorrow. بله صاحب در اعلان خود گفته بودیم که روز شنبه یک شنبه سیژن داریم. Thanks for the wonderful course. I just have a suggestion. It's possible to get a better microphone because your current microphone.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
شما کومنتار رو میخوانم، نفهمیدم شما چی گفتید مرسل.
I say that can I have a question?
Well, just let me finish with the ones they have asked. I will come back to you. Thank you. I will be coming to the ones who just raised their hands. گفته ایمال امیری که میکروفونتون خراب بوده. من کوشش میکنم یک میکروفون صحیح پیدا کنم. Good enough and it's a bit hard to listen to it for 2 hours. بسیار زیاد میبخشین که میکروفون ما خراب بوده و شما صحیح شدید نتونستین. به هر حال ما شاید موضوع میکروفون نبوده باشه، من شدید مریض و گلون درد هستم، شاید علت از آن بوده باشه که آهسته گپ زده باشم. خیر Sir, if it's possible, could you please have a short biography of yourself? biography ما در وبسایت خود فیلمستیک هست، از او استفاده کنید. در مکبوک با پایتون چی را انستال کنیم؟ در مکبوک با پایتون ما سبا براتون میگیم که چی را انستال کنیم. چیز کار نیست برای انستالیشن، میتونید گوگل کلاب آنلاین استفاده کنید. using PyCharm VS Code بهترینش است. سودابه گفته اردوش کار میتونم PyCharm و VS Code. کسی که به واتساپ اد نشده از طریق ایمیل خود ببینه، دوجه لینک پروواید کردیم، دمو لینک کلیک کنه در گروپ جوین میشه. دیگه ای بود کامنت هایی که تا بالا من خواندم. دیگه نمیفهم دیگه چی گفته شده. کسایی بوده که اینجا مشکل داشتن. این دیگه چت بلم اومده. ایره آمدیم مثلا کسایی که دست بالا کرده. خب Romaric, if I'm pronouncing your name properly, you have raised your hand. So
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was an amazing one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where are you online from?
I'm from Cameroon.
Great. Very, very nice to meeting you and very pleasure having you with us.
Nice meeting you too. Please, I just wish to ask if the slides will be sent to us through WhatsApp or our emails.
Sure. The slides and all the materials will be shared through Google Classroom today, maybe, hopefully, or maybe tomorrow. And
all right, thanks so much.
WhatsApp, within the WhatsApp group, it will be shared also. So no worries about that. So they will be shared with you.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. بعد سبز دست خدا بالا کنه نمیفهم که بفرمایید.
Yes, sir. I have a question. Do you have my voice?
Yeah, I have your voice.
Sir, you told us that after completion of this course, we will get Google certificate. You mean it will be for our internship or it will be for our course completion?
Google certificate is a very defined certification. It's called Advanced Data Analytics Certification by Google. Your completion course certification will be given by FEMSTEC, but you will be officially certified by Google as having a skill, as having a degree, actually. So that's a proper certification. And we can give you a completion certification by FEMSTEC as well that you have completed this. But Google certification, you can search it online and you will see that there's a very reputable certification.
Okay, thank you. I mean, sir, I know something about programming language because I know Java programming language, but I don't know Python. I guess I can understand Python.
If someone understands Java, which is very difficult, they can automatically understand Python without any problem. The most easiest language is Python, so no worries about that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye. نصرتالله شفیق سوال داشته.
سلام خدمت شما استاد، امید که وقت خوب داشته باشین. در مورد امی سیشنی که شما گفتین، شما گفتین 8 مدیول است. من میخواستم پرسان کنم همی 8 مدیول در چند سیشن شما میره تدریس میکنه؟ میره میخواستم پرسان.
سیشن ها نفهمیدم در چند سیشن؟
گفتم در چند سیشن شما همی 8 مدیول تدریس میکنین؟
ما گفتیم که ماکسیموم وقتی که پروگرام در بر خود گرفت از 6 ماه بیش نمیشه، لیکن میشه که پیش از 6 ماه تکمیل کنیم. او مربوط از این میشه که تا چه اندازه دوستا و همکارای ما که اینجا اشتراک کردن اونا میتونن که همی تسکایی را که ما میتیم او را تکمیل کنن و پیش ببرن. زودتر تانستن زودتر خلاص میکنیم. اگر زیادتر آشنایی با پایتون داشتن زودتر پایتون تانستن پیش ببرن زودتر خلاص میکنیم. کمتر داشتن کمکش سلوتر میریم. از او خاطر ما قصدن زمان نمیخوایم بگذاریم که یک مدول چند سیشن میگیره. با قسمی که بکنیم خب بازمو به اصطلاح وطنی براتون بگیم لالو پنجور امو رقم میشه که بازم مقصد سرسری یک چیز تیر شه و یک پروگرام تکمیل شه. ما میخوایم که مثلا یک سیشن امروز فاندیشن بود. فاندیشن امروز یعنی یک سیشن یک روز برش کافی بود به طور مثال می.
درست است.
لیکن پایتون شاید 3 سیشن کار کنه یا 4 سیشن. مثلا استاتستیکس شاید یک سیشن برش کافی باشه. مثلا دیتا ویژوالایزیشن شاید 2 سشن برش کافی باشه. دیگه این نظر بیست که باز دوستا چرا خمچی میکنن.
درست است. تشکر استاد.
زنده باشید، زنده باشید. از اون خاطر ما قصدا نمیره دفاع نکنیم. ایمال امیری.
السلام علیکم استاد، امیدوارم است که خوب باشین. استاد امی در بخش موضوع چهارم statistics
بله.
ما با ریاضی هم نیاز داریم، یعنی ریاضی ما باید خوب باشه یا فقط همون الجبرا کافی است؟
اما کافی الجبرا کافی است که داشته باشین. متأسفانه شما چی خواندین؟
ما خواندیم نخواندیم ولی در سافت دیولپمنت درس خواندیم. هستم از بوت کمپ خارج.
هیچ مشکلی نیست. شما مشکلی چی است که اما ما کدام کانسپت بسیار مغلق در اینجا درس نمیدیم. اگر مغلق هم درس میدیم با الفاظ بسیار ساده درس میدیم. دیگه شما از پیش نکنید. استاتستیکس اما چیزی که شما خواندین اما برش کافی است. کانسپت مغلق هم اگر داشته باشه با الفاظ ساده از طریق پایتون ما درس میدیم که شما بتونید رو بهتر بیاموزید. دیگه یسنا سادات.
Sorry, Professor, I have a question about the attendance. Is attendance mandatory or not? Since I'm currently studying at university as well, and one of my classes conflict the time. There is a time conflict between this class and in Sunday's classes. So, can I go through the recording and only join Saturday's classes? So, because I know the basic terminologies and concept about data science, since I've completed data science essential course at Cornell University. So just I want to learn more. I would like to know the policy. Should we join both sessions or one is enough? So we go through the recording.
So this will be decided. I think the attendance is mandatory because based on that we will be reporting back as well. And this is one of the things. But for myself personally, the important thing is that you will be solving the problems that we are giving to you in the Google Classroom. That would be playing a key role. We will be asking you to deliver different types of presentations, work in different groups. So there will be different activities. So delivery of those activities are playing key roles. So those are also playing a key role for us, that if you're delivering all those presentations properly, that would be not a problem. So this is how we will be having flexibilities, but still it depends case by case.
Okay, thank you, sir. Just I have another quick question as well. Like, are we like in this course covering all the Python, or some other softwares is also going to be taught, like SPSS, or the most well-known in this is our.
This is advanced data analytics as per the Google curriculum. In the Google curriculum, it is only Python. So we will be keeping stick to the Python. If in case there are any interest in the future, we will be then having other sessions for that. Thank you. تمکین رشته‌زاده.
سلام استاد، وقتتان بخیر.
زنده باشین. بفرمایید. علیکم السلام.
استاد صاحب، یک خواهش داشتم. استاد امی درس نمیشه که به زبان دری بتین؟
حالا دیگه تصمیم به اساس data driven decision making.
استاد فهمیدم، خو یعنی وقت چی رام زیاد است کسایی که میخواین به دری درس بتین، چون که زیاد کسا موری مشکل دارن و آشنایی ندارن به زبان انگلیسی. به مخاطر
ما میخوایم که شما زبان انگلیسی یاد بگیریم، به خاطر که یگانه بریاری که برای دختر خانم‌ها افغان است که نمیتونن سرتیفیکیشن های بین المللی را بگیرن یا بورسیه ها بگیرن یا دیگه بگیرن، لسان است. من نمیتونم طوری که برای شما مغلق شده که شما که از او حراس دارید. لذا ما قصداً میخوایم که شما آشنایی با لسان پیدا کنید به نحوی زنها. یگان تا شاید اونمو ترس زیر داشته باشه که لسان رو نخوانم، لیکن از این طریق برنامه مختلف اگر شما با لسان آشنایی پیدا کنید، آهسته در گوشتان میشینه و شما رو یاد میگیرین. اگر شما لسان یاد داشته باشین، بسیار بورسیه ها، بسیار دیگه اپورتونیتی از در کل دنیا که میشه که آدم به دخترای افغان را مهیا بسازه. دیگه از اون خاطر یکی از کارهای قصدی ما اینمی است که شما با میلسان حداقل آشنایی پیدا کنیم. لیکن در پولیش فهماندن شما یکی از آرزوهای ماست که ما میفهمیم که شما بفهمیم فهمینا. دیگه در صورتی که باز یک کدام مشکل می داشته باشین باز من خدمتتون هستم، میشه که مو درس را یا مو چیزی را که شما نفهمیدین اون رو به دریان براتون تشریح بدم.
درست است. تشکر استاد.
زنده باشین. امیدوار هستم تمام سوالات ما جواب داده باشم و تمام سوالات شما تکمیل شده باشم. من نمی‌فهم که از بخشی که چیزی
جناب آقای ولی هم دست خود بالا کردن، من نمی‌فهم که سوالشون گرفته شده یا خیر.
ولی جان پیشتر چندین بار سرشون صدا زدم نبودن، حتی اول هم دست بالا کرده بودن به نظرم. بفرمایید رومال ولی.
نه استاد ماتم وخت نو را کړی
ما غږ کو تاسو باندې که چې تاسو اتمن आवाज کار نه
کوي. استاد وخت مونږ نه سم په هر صورت
امر کوم.
هغه ده وختل مې څو نظرونه شریکم. اول دا خو د ډیټا انالیټکس دا ګوګل ډیټا انالیټکس کوم کورس چې دی دا دوه دانې لرو. یو اول ډیټا انالیټکس دی بیا اډوانس دی. په کورسرا پلیټ فارم باندې چې خپل دا اوس پیلم په جریان کې دی. اول سرټیفیکیشن یې ما کمپلیټ کړی، دوم په جریان کې دی. یو خو باید مخکې د دې نه چې اډوانس ته تللی وی بهتره نه و چې اول مو هغه ویلی وروسته هغې نه اډوانس ته راغلی وی. او بل د دې سرټیفیکیشنز چې سرټیفیکیټ یې اخلي په کورسرا پلیټ فارم باندې تر اوسه پورې خو تر 2-3 میاشتو پورې دا که د فاینانشل ایډ ته اپلای کوله فری و، نو تا ته هغه فری کول درکولې ما پکې اخیستې یو څو دانې. نو اوس چې دی اوس 90% هغه ورکوي، دا ډسکاونټ ورکوي. خو ما د هر سرټیفیکیټ دا ټوټل اته دانې سرټیفیکیشنز دي، هم د اول هم د اډوانس اته دانې هغه دي. اته دا دي چې د هر سرټیفیکیټ قیمت $940 دی. چې اوس فاینانشل ایډ ته اپلای وکړي نو 90% ډسکاونټ درکوي. مثلا $15 به بیا هغه ته پی کوي چې تر څو دا کورس ولولي. نو کورسرا کې هم سره مخکې ځو که نه یوازې په همدې به کفایت کوو چې تاسې لیکچر راکړئ. بل د ګوګل نه څه رقم موږ ته سرټیفیکیټ راکول کېدای شي. چې هماغه اته سرټیفیکیټس چې کوم دي د اول هغه ما اخیستي دي، ما ته خو فعلا فری دي اته واړه، او زه کولی شم د اول واخلم، خو دا اډوانس دا بیا نه لرم. نو په دغې باندې مې یو نظر کار کوي.
صحیح ده. دا څوک چې اډوانس اول خدای چې تاسو وایي چې هلته ابتدایي انالیتکس دی بیا اډوانس انالیتکس دی، ومالې موږ دلته د اډوانس نه شروع کړې ده. که تاسو په دا محتویاتو ته لاړ شئ یو بل سره وګورئ ټول عین کیسه ده. لیکن هغه چې په دې کورسیرا کې بیل بیل کورسونه دي، علت دا دی چې څنګه تاسو باندې پیسې وګټئ که نه، نو هغوی خو د پیسو لپاره دا کار کوي که نه. هماغه پایتن هلته هم دی، هماغه پایتن اډوانس کې هم دی، عین کیسه ده. هماغه سټاتستیکس هلته هم دی، هماغه سټاتستیکس هلته هم دی.
استاد هغه چې فکر کوم صرف آر لنګویج دی، پایتون باندې پایتون نشته.
موږ پایتون کې موږ پایتون کې د ګوګل سرټیفیکیټ په کورسیرا کې اډوانس پایتون کې دی، او آر کې هم دی. د استاد سلیکشن پورې اړه لري چې کوم سلیکشن کوي. اډوانس ډیټا انالیټکس پایتون کې دی. نو زموږ هدف دا دی چې موږ ځکه چې نه په چا باندې پیسې پیدا کوو او نه چا نه پیسې اخلو، نو موږ پروګرام دا و چې دغه
هدف مې دا و چې سرټیفیکیټ موږ اخلو باید د کورسرا ته پیمنټ وکړو. کورسرا مې هدف دی هغه ته باید پیمنټ وکړو چې موږ ته سرټیفیکیټ راکړي.
او که تاسو ما پرېږدئ چې زه دغه خبره تکمیله کړم چې زه پوه شم ستاسو په هدف باندې. یعنې مالې زموږ د فیمسټک کې هدف دا دی چې خلکو ته فري دغه هغه ورکړو که نه، دا درس ورکړو. نو ځکه چې د پیسو موږ د چا نه پیسې نه اخلو، د چا نه اټنډنس نه اخلو که نه، نو هغه لپاره موږ غواړو چې خپل پریزنټیشن کې هم ابتدایي موضوعات او هم هغه اډوانس موضوعات هغه هم شامل کړو، او د دې په ځای چې دوی د بیسیک سرټیفیکیټ ولري ولې اډوانس سرټیفیکیټ نه لري که نه. دا زموږ هدف دی فیمسټک. تاسو کورسیرا کې درس لولئ، تاسو کولی شئ خپل کورسیرا کې درس خلاص کړئ مخ شي هغه ستاسو غوښتنه ده کوم کار چې فیلم سټیک وروسته کوي د دې کورس نه هغه هم همدغه دی چې دغه کوم کوریکولم چې موږ دلته درس ورکوو دا د کورسیرا کوریکولم سره هغه لري تطابق لري او د ادوانسد سرټیفیکیشن د وروستي سرټیفیکیشن چې د کنه چې امتحان اخلي چې سرټیفای کیږي زه غواړم تاسو ته وایم چې دا تاسو ویل چې ما سره 8 سرټیفیکیټ دي هغه 8 کمپلیشن کورسونه دي تاسو 8 کورس کمپلیټ کړی دي لیکن تاسو باید ډیټا انالیټکس سرټیفیکیټ ولرئ په اخر کې چې ډیپلوما چې ده کنه یو کورسونه دي چې د هر موډل چې ما لیکلی دی یو کورس دی کورسیرا کې یو دا دی چې وروسته تاسو امتحان ورکوئ چې تاسو ته یو سرټیفیکیشن ګوګل درکړي چې ته ادوانس ډیټا انالیست سرټیفای کنه این هغه موږ فیلم سټیک هغه څوک کوم شاګردان چې کامیابیږي هغو ته دغه پروسه تسهیلوي او د هغوی فاینانسینګ کوي فیلم سټیک یعنی فیلم سټیک خپله دا کار کوي او فیلم سټیک د کوم ځینې ډونر هم نه لري موږ خپله فیلم سټیک کې چې یاستو زه چې یم ډاکټر صاحب بکتاش چې دی مرسل جان زموږ رئیسه صاحب چې ده ډاکټر صاحب داودي دا ټول موږ یو بل سره یو ځل پیسې یو ځای کوو اچوو دا څوک چې دغه کورس خلاصوي د کورسیرا تاریخ نه ورته هماغه ګوګل سرټیفیکیشن اخلو نو دغه زموږ خلاص برنامه چې ما غوښتل چې تاسو ته تشریح کړم تاسو په خپله ځای د کورسیرا نه پر مخ وړئ هغه ستاسو انتخاب دی ډېر اعلی او ډېر تاسو ته تبریکي وایم چې تاسو بیسیک ادوانس انالیټکس خلاص کړي دي
مننه استاد ډېره مننه دا کریکولم هم ډېر ښه دی او هغه ما نه دی خلاص کړی مال یو سرټیفیکیشن مې کړی نور باقي لا اووه دانې پاتې دي
تاسو اووه دانې کړي دي
نو ډېر ښه دی هسې د زنځیر مې مقصد و مال که اول نه شروع شوی خو دا د دې ټاپکس چې ما ولوستل ډېر ښه دي انشاءالله او انشاءالله چې یو ځای به سره مخکې ځو ډېره مننه استاد زحمتونه بکتاش صاحب ستاسې ټولو زحمتونه ډېره مننه استاد
خیر الله مسپارم سلامت دیگه خدای پامان دیگه به نظرم چیزی نمانده سوالایی که ما جواب نداده باشم من فکر میکنم کل سوالایی که ذهن ما بود همینجا خواندم جواب دادم یک چیزی که مانده که کدام کسی سوال کرده بود که دیبا و مرزات هست رفته دیگه دیبا و مرزات سوال کرده بود که دیتا بایس اگر بدری تشریح کنیم باز اگر فعلا نیستن در گروه باز اگر هستن باز میشه باشون بدری تشریح کنم امیال اگر رفتن دیگه باز پرزنتیشن مطالعه کنم
جناب اوتاکی صاحب دیبا و مرزات تشریف دارن اگر فرصت باشه یک کمک برشان معلومات را شاید بهتر خود بود
دیبا جان شما میشنوید آواز مرا؟
سلام استاد بله هستم میشنوم
خب شما راجع به چی گفتین که میخواین معلومات داشته باشین؟
استاد کانسپت های دیگه فهمیدم فقط یک کلان درباره خود باعث همی بدری یک کمی تشریحات بتین خلاصه یک کمی در معلومات بگیرم
صحیح است شما فهمیدین بلومون که ما به انگلیسی امو تکست را که تشریح کردم از دیتا بایس که هدف از بایس چی است که در دیتا می باشه اوش یک چیز درک کنستین گرفتین؟
همیشه نفهمیدم همیشه تشریح کنین دگرایش فهمیدن
بایس چندین معنا داره خواهد از نقطه نظر چی بریم از نقطه نظر لسان خود ما بریم لسان دری اگر بریم بایس به این معنا داره که شما یک تصمیم را میگیرین یک تصمیم راجع به یک موضوع میگیرین لیکن در او یک نظر قبلی یک نوع بینش قبلی دو شامل است یعنی پیش از پیش دو یک بینش شامل است دو یک نظر قبلی پیش از پیش شامل است اینه میره باعث میگن این باعث میشه به انواع مختلف چی شوه ترجمه شوه مثلا یک قضاوت پیش از پیش دو شامل است مثلا یک جانبداری که میگنش نه یک جانبداری وجود داره در این تصمیمی که شما میگیرید اینی به نظر من اسکرین ما شیر نکردیم شما اسکرین ما رو میبینید اینی ده
تنها سلاید شما رو میبینیم اوتاکی صاحب کمی قسمت دیتا بایس که گفتین
خب امیر شما میبینید
بله
یعنی یک جانبداری شامل است در تحلیلی که شما انجام میدین، یک قضاوت پیش جانبه که در ذهن شما وجود داره اونو شامل است. اینی رو بایس میگه، یک جانبداری، یک پیش قضاوت، یک پیش فکری که در ذهن شما وجود داره. به طور مثال ما میخوایم در میال یک سروی بکنم که نمی لکچر که امروز دادم این چطور لکچر بود، در این ذهنم شامل است که ما باید امی جواب به که 90% مردم راضی باشن. این میگه چی است؟ یک جانبداری در ذهن موجود داره، یک بایس در ذهن موجود داره. اگر شما مرا بانین من رئیس استادتان که می سروی را بکنم، ما چی میکنم؟ از این کسایی که بسیار خوش بودن مسیجای خوبش برای من دادن، ما برای میا یک سروی روان کنیم، یک پول روان کنیم، میبرشون بگویم که چطور بود درس امروز، کلگی رو خوب بود خوب بود خوب بود خوب بود. نه اینی که میبینیم ایره چی میگن؟ ایره بایس میگن. سامپلینگ بایس که گفتم پیشتر. سامپلینگ بایس اینمی است که شما مثلا نمونه دیتا را یا سامپلینگ دیتا را از جای میکنین، از اون جایی که در او یک پیش قضاوت وجود داره. مثال ساده براتون گفتم، شما ارزیابی زراعت میکنین در حالی که در شهر ایراد در بین سایر رهایشی در داخل شهر چی میکنین؟ میخواین سروی انجام بدید. او خب معنا نداره، نه منطق نداره، به خاطر که در یک پیش قضاوت وجود داره که کسایی که در شهر زندگی میکنن، در اون محله زندگی میکنن، اونا با زراعت خود آشنایی ندارن، دیگه چی بونه میتونن راجع به زراعت به تو معلومات دستاول بده. این موضوع سامپلینگ بایس بود، نه پیش که باید این چیز وجود نداشته باشه. confirmation bias selecting data points that support a hypothesis while ignoring those that contradict it. مثل که همین پیشتر مثال براتون دادم که اونمو کسایی رو انتخاب بکنم که بگویم که برای من جوابشون همه تو باشه که نمی‌ریختر بسیار خوب شد. اگر این میدم ذهن من باشه که بیاید یک سروی بکنم یعنی در بین همین محصلین 100 نفر امروز که کلگی بگه که این سروی خوبش بود، دیگه اینمی یک هایپوتزیس است. هایپوتزیس به این معنی است که یک ذهنیت پیش ما وجود داره که میخوایم که یک سروی با وجود بیاید که جوابش مثبت باشه و اونمو کسایی رو انتخاب میکنم که کنفرم کنن، قبول کنن که حتما که ها اینمی لکچر بسیار خوبش بود. دیدین اینمی رو باعث میگن این یک پیش قضاوت یا یک نوع عادلانه یک پیشگزینه در ذهن ما وجود داشته قبل از قبل. selection bias چی رو میگن؟ choosing participants for a study who are likely to provide positive feedback. اشخاص رو انتخاب کنی که برای تو همیشه فکر کنی که برای تو یک فیدبک مثبت مهیا میکنن. به طور مثال ما پیشتر براتون دادم، مثلا ما یک پروژه رو تکمیل کردیم، در تکمیل پروژه میخوایم یک کار انجام بدیم، یک سرک جور کنیم، میخوایم قضاوت فیدبک مردم رو بگیریم. به جای از اینکه از مردم رو بگیریم، در یک سروی رو جور میکنم از چین پرسان میکنم از دوستای خب بلمون برای تو فیدبک مثبت میتونی. هر دوست که باشه اولا چی کار کردی اینجوری چی کار کردی، چی کار خوب کردی، کلی فیدبک مثبت میده، در دلت خوش میشه که والا یک کار بسیار مثبت کردی. در حالی که در سelection بایس سروی رو تو با کل مردمی که باید جواب منفی برات میگن ندادی، فقط به مو کسایی دادی سروی رو که برات تو دیتا بتن کلیک کردی که همیشه تو فکر میکنی که برات تو جواب مثبت میده. دوستای همیشه برات جواب مثبت میدن، همیشه برات فیدبک مثبت میدن، خویشاوندان فامیل همیشه فیدبک مثبت میده. measurement bias مثلا که یک میفهمی که مثلا ریال تایم دیتا رو ما چه مثال دادم. در ریال تایم دیتا به طور مثال سنسورهای برق، میتر برق سنسور وصل است، همیشه دیتا می در من همون جای جنبکس عمومی دیتا می که فلانه خانه چقدر کیلووات اور مصرف کرده. یگان وقتا اینی ریال تایم دیتا است. ریال تایم دیتا آمده میره این خانه در این محله اینقدر برق مصرف کردیم، کل نمبر خانه معلوم است، تعداد برق فی کیلووات اور معلوم است، کل چیز معلوم است. لیکن یک بار میبینی که مثلا این کیلووات از یک دمی بالا رفت. بجای از اینکه چرت بزنی که خب نمیشه یک مشکل یک باعث باشه در میجرمنت، نه غلطی داشته باشه می سنسور در ذهن چی میگه؟ نه همین صحیح است، میگه که تکنولوژی غلط نمیکنه، همین صحیح است. اما تو پیش میری در حالی که اون سنسور امروز غلط بوده، اونم تو غلط دیتا رو جمع کرده تا به یک مورد کامل کل تحلیل غلط بوده. یعنی وقتی که یک چیز رو میجر میکنی صحیح باید میجر کنی و اونمو منطقه که تکنولوژی یا سنسور بخی صحیح جواب میده سر زوری لای کنی، اونمو رو باید از ذهنت بکشی. همیشه میجرمنت اثر چک کنی، همیشه چک کنی که همین صحیح است یا نه، صحیح است یا نه. و الگوریتمیک باعث مثال دادم که مثلا ای آی است، همین چت جی پی تی که است یا جیمینای گوگل که است یا دیگه کسی. مثال گوگل دادم، گوگل یک اپلیکیشن جور کرده بود تصویر جنریت میکرد. مثلا برش میگفت یک تصویر یک آدم این تو آدم باشه جنریت کو، بازو بر یک تصویر جنریت میکرد، یک تصویر بر جور میکرد. همین ای آی خو میکنه، مثلا چت جی پی تی هم کنه شک کنیم میکنه. بازو گوگل باز فیل شد. چرا فیل شد؟ به خاطر که هر تصویر میگفتی جنریت کو تمام تصویر آدمای هندی را جنریت می، هر کس در استایل هندی و استایل رنگ جلد تاریک نه، مثلا جلد ما شما گندمی که میگیم نه، در اون رقم چی میکرد. یعنی دیگه انسان ها رو بخی نمیشناخت امو اپلیکیشن، به خاطر که الگوریتم ازو امو قسم ترین شده بود کو تمام امو سر عکسای از کشورهای آسیا و هند و کشورهایی که چهرهای گندمی دارن تمام امور جنریت میکرد. یعنی این چی بود؟ یک الگوریتمیک بایس بود، یک الگوریتمیک پیش قضاوتی بود که در خود الگوریتم این ای آی جابجا شده بود پیش از پیش. دیگه از اون خاطر عالم شما وقتی که چت جی پی تی استفاده میکنین، جمینا استفاده میکنین، همیشه به این بایس متوجه باشین که الگوریتم بایس های وجود داره، پیش قضاوت های وجود داره که از معلومات حقیقی و صحیح دادنش برای شما جلوگیری صورت میگیره. مثلا پیش از قبل یک مکانیزم برای از جور شده که از کدام معلومات داده شه و کدام معلومات باید داده نشه. لذا از خاطر به خاطر از اینکه میخواین که تمام این پیش قضاوت ها و پیش داوری ها را از بین ببرین، جانبداری ها را در تحلیل ارقام از بین ببرین، باید انواع و اقسام جانبداری و پیش قضاوت ها را بفهمیم. کلمه بایسس میگن. امیدوار هستم همینقدر کافی باشه. اگر باز تفصیل میخواستین ان شاء الله میشه تفصیل هم بزنیم. فهمیدین؟
بله استاد فهمیدم، تشکر.
زنده باشید. دیگه شما رو به الله تعالی میسپارم. تشکر از شما. باز انشاءالله بخیر سبا میبینیم، سبا راجع به موضوعات بعدی که میزنیم.